Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone, and especially Dr. Asher. Today, I'm excited to present about the mini project on programming networks. This project is involved developing software to optimize and manage network communication effectively. So, this is basically how the game server and the client is used in this mini project. So, this project is aimed to demonstrate the practical of the application of networks programming in creating secure, efficient, and scalable network system. The primary component in the project includes the server, the sockets, the client, and of course also the network security and how the network simulation is used in this programming networks. So the main objective of my project is to enhance the security of the network infrastructure. We know that how you use the chat and so on. So basically, I want to make sure that we use the network security in this chat and make sure that the chat can handle a lot of clients. So today I would like to present about how we want to run this coding. So we use the Visual Code for the server coding, and we use the Android Studio for the client coding. So this is Android Studio for the client coding, and we use also for the add on the client in the BlueStack. So the BlueStack we have there the Nafisah project there as a new client for us to use to add the user client, because we use the client handler also. Yeah, so basically back to the coding. As you can see, the game server here, the coding will be explained by the WAFIY and how the coding is used in this project. So I would just like to use how we run this coding. So first one is we open a new terminal, and then this is super chat for projects. So we have to cd to the mini project, and then we know that all these coding are not compiled yet. So we have compile first. So Java C game server Java, Java C client handler Java, Java C anchor util Java. So we have compiled the first one, and then we have to make sure that all these are compiled. So we have to Java. So we want to run the game server. Why not run the client handler and the encrypt also? Is it because the game server is using the threads that leads to the client handler and encrypted util also. So it's basically just you don't have to use a lot of running apps. Just use one game server, and then all this client handler Java and encryption util Java will run. So basically game server Java. So right now the game server started and it showed the IP address. So the IP address we will move to the Android Studio. Android Studio here. Okay, so in the studio here we have to paste at this, and the port is 12345. So basically we use this port also for the server. So we run this first, and then we're waiting for the emulator to connect. We're waiting the emulator to connect. We open up the one more client. One more client is at the is it? Yes. Okay. So basically we use this emulator to make sure all of this coding in the client can be run. So first one, we're waiting for the emulator to open up first. So basically in this coding, as you can see, how this coding run to be the client. So in this client we show that, okay, so this is how the client we user join the chat, and then we shows at the Visual Code. Where is it? show the visual code. As you can see, okay, here. Wait. Okay, so here you can see the broadcast message the user is joined the chat. So we try to enter the message in this hi. The message will be explained by Raja for this. So hi, as you can see, this is where the user will show the hi also. If you put hi at this moment, okay? I have put the hi at the it's okay. Alright, I try to okay, and then as you can see, this is how you run the program, and then we add one more user for this program. Yes, the user has joined the chat. So hi also. So and then at this, the user has joined the chat. We back to the game server, and then you see that all this coding has broadcast message, and all this coding has the message that has been typed by the user, and the user will be trying, and that's all. And all this coding will be explained by my other members. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening. My name is Muhammad IDRIS bin SAIFUL AFFANDEE. My metric number is 22130239. Today I will present you the game server for this mini project. The server start by creating a server socket that bound to the port number 12345. So this port number is used for client to connect to the server. The server socket is created within a Triwit resource block, ensuring it is closed properly if an exception occurs. And after the initializing the server socket, the print server IP method is called to display the server IP address which client can use to connect. So next we can talk about the client management. So the server maintain two sets, the client handler and the client names. Here over here, the client handler set hold the client handler object which manage individual client connections, and the client names set keep track of the client names. The add client which is here. The method itself is synchronized access to this set to avoid concurrency issues. When a new client connects, it is added to both set, which is the client handler and the client names. And a notifications is broadcast to all other clients about the new connections. Similarly, the remove client method handle client disconnections, removing the client from both sets and broadcasting a departure message. Next we can see the broadcast message over here. So the broadcast method is used to send message to all connected clients except the sender. This method iterates through the client handler, set and send the message to each client that is not exclude client. We can see the coding here. Client handler not equal to the exclude client. The message is also printed to the server console for login purpose. The broadcast client list method construct a string containing the names of all connected client and send this updated list to each client. This helps client to stay informed about who is currently online. And then how this program is connected with each other, it using the thread handling to handle multiple client simultaneously. Each client connections is managed in its own thread. This is done by creating new thread object with a client handler instance and starting it. The client handler class, which is not provided in code, it's okay. It is responsible for managing client specific tasks such as reading and writing message. Next, I will talk about the encryption util. So in this class, we have defined two constants, which is algorithm and the key. So the algorithm is set to the AES, which specifies the encryption's algorithms, and the key is a string that holds the encryption key. In AES, the key should be either 16, 24, or 32 byte long, and the key is 32 character string, which corresponding to 256 bit key. You can see here the get method. The method get key bytes ensure that the key used for encryption and this decryption is exactly 16 bytes long, which is that require length for the AES 128 encryption. This method convert the key string into a byte array and check its length. If the length is incorrect, it throws an encryption. This is a safeguard to ensure that the key length match AES requirements. Next, we talk about the encryption method. The encrypt method take a string data as input. It initialize a cipher instance with the AES algorithm and set it to encryption mode using the secret key spec created from the key bytes. The do final method of the cipher class is called to encrypt the data. The encrypted bytes array is then encoded to the base 64 string, which make it suitable for storage or transmissions. Next, we see the description method here. The decrypt method performs the reverse operations of encryptions. It takes an encrypted base 64 string as input. The method initializes a cipher instance in decryption mode with the same key. It decodes the base 64 string to get the encrypted byte array and then use the final to decrypt it. The resulting byte array is converted back to the string. That's all for me.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURUL Fatin ISMAHANI binti AHMAD IDRIS, and my metric number is 2213024003. And I will explain about this code that represents a simple client for Java application that connects to a server over a TCP, ICP, and IP. The client communicates with the server on localhost and port 12345. The program employs a tribe resource block to ensure a proper management and closure of the resource, such as the socket, connection, input, and output streams. Upon establishing a connection, the program confirms by print this connected to the server to the console. Okay, the client handles authentications by reading prompts from the server for a user and password and then sending the respective credentials back to the server. This interaction ensure that the client is authenticated before proceeding to further communication. The core functionality of the client involves server message, reading server message, and sending user input. Here, the client enters a loop. The client enters a loop where it continuously reads a message from the server and prints them to the console, and then reads the user input from the console. Simultaneously, it waits for the user input from the console, encrypts the user message using the encryption util method, and then it sends the encrypted message to the server. This setup ensures secure transmission of data. Exception handling is included to catch any errors that occur during execution. With stack trace printed for debugging purpose. This program highlights several key concepts such as network communication, basic authentication, encryption for secure message transmission, and effective resource management through the use of try with resource block. Overall, it serves as a simple illustrative example of a real-time client-server interaction in a network environment. Okay, that's for simple client application. For client handler Java applications, the run method is the entry point for the thread. It begins by initializing buffer reader and print writer to handle input and output stream of the socket. And these streams facilitate communication between the server and the client. The method then proceeds to the authenticate the client by prompting for a username for the username and password. If authentication is successful, the client is added here. The client is added to the game server, and the method enters a loop to read and process message from the client. Alright, for the authentication method. Okay, for this method, it provide a username and a password that match to predefined values user and password to match the value, and this is a simple placeholder for real authentication logic where it should involve secure database verification or another robust mechanism. If authentication fails, the connection is closed immediately. Okay, for the we move to the send message method. This method. Alright, this method is synchronized to ensure thread safety, as multiple threads may call this method concurrently. It encrypts the message using encryption util and sends it to the client using print writer. And the synchronization prevents concurrent modification issues, maintaining data integrity and consistency. For this close connection method, it's responsible for cleaning up resources when the client handler is no longer needed. It removes the client from the game server and close all the inputs, output, and the socket. It, it's like it close all the sockets and streams at the same time. Each close operation is wrapped in a try cache block. This one, try and cache blocks to handle potential I/O exception. This method ensures that all resources are properly released, preventing resource leaks and maintaining server stability. Alright, for this method, for the run method, the loop continuously reads message from the client, and each message is decrypted using encryption util, and then broadcast to other clients via game server broadcast. And if an error occurs during decryption, an error message is logged. This ensures that each client's message are securely handled and disseminated to other clients in the game. Okay, that's all for client handler Java applications.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raja Nur Nafisah SAIDAH binti Raja KAMARUDDIN, and my matric number is 221302405. So for my part is I would like to explain about the message. Like there are three main class here: message Java, message adapter.java, and main activity .java. So the first thing first, I will explain about the message class. So the purpose for this message class is to represent a message with its contents. So there are few key points here. The first one is a property like private string content here, and this is to hold the text content of the message. The next we use the constructor like the public message here. This is to initialize the message with provided content. Then we have a get method. Here is like string get content is to return the content of the message. So that is a for message class. That we go to the message adapter. So for the message adapter, there's a lot of things, and the first thing first, the purpose of this class is to bind message data to view in a recycler view. So let's get the first key point like the list of message. So we have here is private list message here is to hold the list of message object to be displayed. So next we use the message adapter. Here is to the initialize the adapter with the list of message. Then we use the function of message view holder to inflate a layout for each item in the recycler view and create a message view holder. Then this is return message view holders here. Then we go to the public void on bind view holder is to binding data to views like bind the message content to the text view in the message view holder. Then we go to the function of get item count. This is to return the number of message in the list. Next, we have the view holder function. This function is supposed to hold the text view for displaying a message. So that is for a message adapter class. So let's go to the main activity class. So main activity um, is to is for the apps. It handle UI interaction, network communication, and for the image upload. So the first key point here we have the static constant, like here private static final, identific image request, and string tag and string AES key. This constant is for image request code, login tag, and AES encryption key. So the next key is to UI component. So UI component, we have a lot here from private image view until the uh, text view. So this is to reference to UI elements like profile image view, message input, recycler view, and status text. So next, we have the recycler view adapter. Recycler view adapter, we have a message adapter and list here. Message adapter and list here is to manage and display the message in a recycler view. So next we go to the network component like print writer, buffer reader, and handler. So this is for object for network communication and UI thread handling. Next we go to the activity lifecycle method. So we start with the function on protected void on encrypt. So we have here to so this code is to set up a UI component, initialize a recycle view and adapter, and set up button click, and start a thread for network communication. This is for the thread coding. And next we have the image handling method. So like here for image, like protected void on activity result function. So this is the code that we provided. So this function is to handle the result of image picker intent and set the selected image in a image view. Next we have the function of encrypt is for encryption or decryption method. So this is to encrypt the message from client. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.